A vote to ban the social media app TikTok here in the United States is expected to happen later this week on Capitol Hill. Now, the president says he will sign that bill if it makes it to his desk.
The bigger question may be what happens to any proposed legislation now that former President Donald Trump is changing his position on any potential ban of TikTok. If Mr. Trump opposes it, what will his legislative supporters really do? So joining us now to discuss is Herz. She's the Senior Vice President of Exiger's Cyber Supply Chain. Thanks for joining us. At the top here, just for our viewers to familiarize themselves with you, where do you stand on banning TikTok? And if you could explain how big a threat this app is to national security, I think that's a good place to start.
Well, if you look at the regulatory policy of the Chinese Communist Party, it's very clear that Chinese corporations are subject to their jurisdiction. And they have party headquarters inside many of the headquarter buildings of these companies. So if they want to pull any sort of information about U.S. citizens or place any sort of information in these platforms, that is fully within their scope of control. So when you have a country that's adversarial, that has such control both to surveil and to launch information operations, that's very clearly a threat not only to United States citizens' privacy, but also to our elections and to other elements of national security. And that's the basis for this regulation. So it's not a position, those are just facts.
Right. So why do you think it's taken so long for any action to happen when it comes to Congress doing anything about this? Because it does seem like it's a pretty straight line when you set it up that way, of that this is how it works in China.
Well, partly, I think Congress is justifiably humble about its own level of technical expertise. I think it's great that all the congressmen do not necessarily put themselves forward as data or technology experts, and that they are very deliberate about studying the issues. And the other thing we can't get around is that TikTok is massively popular among young people, and a lot of young people vote. So there's a little bit of a political element to this. Taking away people's candy, even if it has, levels of heavy metals, can be unpopular among candy lovers.
Yeah, and certainly the Intelligence Committee, over on Sunday, you had Marco Rubio and Mark Warner, senators, both of them acknowledging that this is an issue and there's bipartisan agreement of needing to do something about it. How that shakes out moving forward this week, we'll see how that progresses. Well, Senior Vice President of Exiger Cyber Supply Chain, Herz, thank you for sharing your insight with us today. Appreciate it.